Good question. Okay, back over here. Let's see. Yes, ma'am. No, you. Yes. What is aerospace medicine? Great question. So we have all these different disciplines of medicine that we study as doctors. You can be a pediatrician, a doctor that takes care of kids. You can be a surgeon, somebody that specializes in doing operations to help heal people. You can be a neurologist, somebody that specializes in the nervous system, the nerves and the brain. One of the things, I studied how to be an emergency medicine doctor, so somebody that works in an emergency department. And then I went on to study aerospace medicine. And this is to understand how the human body works in an environment like space and weightlessness, and the special problems that arise. So great question. Yes, sir. So if you're really strong on Earth, how strong are you in space? That's a great question. So it's really kind of comes down to what is your definition of strength? Because on Earth, if you gave me something that weighed a ton, I don't know that I could move it. But in space, because there's no weight, it's just mass, I could probably get this thing moving. But once I get it moving, I've also got to be thinking about how I'm going to make it stop. Because once it starts moving, now it's got, you really see Newton's 3 laws of motion that work in space. So it doesn't mean that I'm really any stronger, it just means that the environment is different. In space though, because, just as I talked about in the movie, because we don't have gravity, we constantly pull down on our bodies. When you stand up, gravity's pulling down on you, that's exercising your legs and your bones. When you lay down and you stand up again, you're doing it again. As you're walking around, you're actually exercising. In space, gravity is not there to pull down on our bodies, so we actually would lose strength in space if we did not exercise, and that's why we exercise for 2.5 hours every single day. Great question. All right. Yes, ma'am. Do you ever get scared when you go up to space? That's a great question. And the answer is yes. So what we do is pretty risky stuff. And you've heard that the whole reason for, one of the reasons that I'm here is because we're celebrating Ellison Onizuka, who unfortunately was killed in a space-like tragedy when the shuttle Challenger blew up during launch. So it is very risky. It's a very risky business that we do. And so that's a little bit scary. It's scary for yourself and scary for your families and friends, of course, too. So, but one of the things that we do is that we train, okay? And I think that fear is our reaction to the unknown. We are afraid of what we don't know and understand. So one of the things that we do as astronauts is that we train very hard. We spend 2.5 years just training. When I joined the astronaut office, we spent 2.5 years learning how to be astronauts. And then we spent another 2 years for training for this mission. And what that does is it trains away the unknowns. We learn as much as we can about all the different things that we could encounter, how to deal with all the different emergencies. So when that time comes, if we encounter an emergency, that we're not afraid because we know what to do. And but there are still things like doing a spacewalk, there are still things that make us a little bit nervous because they're very dangerous. But again, we get a lot of training so we can do those things safely and successfully. Great question. Yes, sir. Do we get tired of flying a spaceship? You know what? I think if you do anything for long enough, maybe you would get tired of it. But 141 days on the space station was absolutely amazing. So I never got tired of it. Looking out the window every single time was an absolutely amazing thing. To be able to look down at the Earth, whether it was daytime or nighttime, there was always something new and something amazing. Thank you.
So we're going to take 2 more questions because we've got 100 kindergartners that are going to come over soon and they want to eat their lunch. I would like to give the Girls in Engineering Club 1 more question. So where are you, girls?
Okay, so the young lady with the holster. Yep.
Yes.
awesome and excellent question. So the question was, when you're in space, do you have the sense of being upright, like standing up, or being upside down? So gravity, we're born in gravity. We grow up in gravity. We live in gravity. So it's very rare to have this experience of being weightless. There are actually parts of our brain, part of our neurovestibular system, our balance system, it uses gravity. There are these little tiny crystals, these bones that sit on hairs, and they tell us if we've tilted our head down or back. They tell us if we're in a car that's accelerating or slowing down. They tell us if our body is tilting. And in weightlessness, there's no gravity to pull down on those little crystals. And so when you're in space, if you flip upside down, and in fact we do this a lot when we're working, is that your brain just tells you, okay, now the floor is the ceiling, and the ceiling is the floor. Or if I'm working on a wall, I can tell myself this is either the wall, or if I want, I can say, no, I'm going to make this the ceiling now. So there's nothing, you can just tell your brain, this is how I want, this is my best body position to do this work. And so there doesn't necessarily need to be an up and down. But the truth is that there are other cues that tell you which way is up and down. We typically think about the Earth kind of at our feet, and so in the space station, we kind of think of wherever the Earth is, if that's down. So those cues that tell us up and down are, one, we have a simulator on the ground, a mock-up of the space station. And because we move around in that simulator, with our heads this direction, our feet this direction, when we get into space, we tend to think of the space station in those similar terms. And the other very powerful cue is where the lights are. So there's one module, for some reason, we have it tilted, we have it turned 180 degrees, upside down in the space station. So when you go in there, the light are at your feet, and there's no light above your head. And for about 2 weeks, that module made me really uncomfortable. I couldn't figure out what it was. Until one day, I was working in there, and for some reason, I just happened to be flipped upside down. And then I discovered, oh, this is why. Because I'm really used to having the lights above my head. And so anytime I would go into that module after that, I'd go in and then I'd flip upside down. And it made it very comfortable to work in. So great question. Thank you so much.
And our last question will go to Mr. Lowe's Project Lead the Way class. So raise your hand if you're in LCW class.
All right. Yes, sir. Do you ever get dizzy? So just being in space doesn't necessarily make you dizzy.